Hi everyone, I am Joan. I'm a cartoonist that has a lot of experience doing art commissions, and I've learned a lot over the years. I feel like I've done this enough that I can give a little bit of advice based on my own personal experience. Just one thing though, this isn't gonna be a step-by-step video, because there's no way to surefire way get commissions or artwork in general, but I feel like beginners could benefit from avoiding some common pitfalls if they watch this. Take what I say with a grain of salt, but hey, it's worked for me. Time is money. Consider how much time you spend on your art before you price your work. Now this can vary from person to person, but if you don't know where to start, think of it in terms of dollars an hour, or maybe items of equivalent value to your own work. It's up to you to decide what your rates are, but value your time, even if you're just a hobbyist. Sure, drawing is fun, but you never know what kind of roadblocks in the process might come up. And on that note, take revisions into consideration. Making adjustments is natural to the process, but if people want too many changes, you deserve to be properly compensated. A lot of artists I know have revision fees baked into their terms of service, and so long as you're upfront about them, it's fine to ask for more money when a client wants more work done beyond the scope of what you initially discuss. Play to your strengths! This is a hard pill to swallow, but, you know, you don't have to take every job. Everyone jokes about getting the attention of suspiciously wealthy furries when they fall on hard times, but you don't have to try and court an audience you don't want. It pays off in the long term to turn down stuff that makes you uncomfy or falls outside your usual wheelhouse, cause, you know, ideally, you will build up a portfolio of work representative of your proficiencies over time. And that's way more valuable than taking $20 and half-assing something because you hate it. While we're on the topic of furries, they can smell insincere opportunists like, I don't know, pick an animal with a good sense of smell, I guess. But the same goes for any niche hobby, really. Don't try and infiltrate a community just to try and sell your work to them. And on the same note, it doesn't really help to just scattershot commission posts in 8 different Discord channels you half hang out in. Try to find where people actually interact with your work and focus your attention there. After all, it's better to have 10 engaged followers in a small active Discord server that you run, rather than 1,000 Twitter followers who aren't even going to comment on your stuff, because those people are not going to pay for your art, and you're just wasting your time trying to get their attention. Manage your workflow! Everybody does this differently too, so experiment/take this with a grain of salt. Now, I like to keep a written list of my queue with the exact details of who it's for, what kind of commission they got, and how many steps in the process I have left in each of those pieces. Because rather than doing the first commission on my list to its entirety before doing the next one, I try and knock out a few steps that are similar to each other on a couple of pieces at a time. Sketches in one session, lines in another, and colors later. It's more helpful for me to work this way because it's easier to stay in a headspace where I'm doing my best sketching, my best inking, and my best coloring respectively. It also means I'm making a little progress on everything rather than hitting walls with one single thing and gumming everything up. I got this advice from my friend Anagi. Everyone say thanks, Anagi! It's good to be flexible so you don't burn yourself out. A good workflow incorporates breaks. Some people, like myself, think using a Pomodoro timer is especially helpful. It staggers out smaller increments of time to simultaneously keep yourself from pushing through and burning out, and from taking too long of a break messing around. Uh-oh. Scammers. We live in a scammer's world, really. Every website has its particular scam, so try and keep up with all the current ones. Instagram is the worst in my personal experience. I mean, I got a few people, heavy quotation marks, using AI and really scammy sounding language, and I didn't take any of their work. One of the most common scams you'll see anywhere is like a chargeback scam, where people will ask for PayPal or whatever service for a refund after receiving their art. Now, unfortunately, payment processing apps often will not reimburse people for these chargeback scams, and scammers will make off with their stolen art and feel no guilt. These people, and this is very important to remember, are poopy butt faces. and are often infamous figures in niche communities with reputations. Word travels fast. If anything happens to you, try and warn others, because word of mouth is often the only way awareness of these scams ever gain traction, and awareness is really the only thing keeping people from getting scammed. Just try and be smarter than gestures broadly at Facebook. I don't know, is that funny enough to end on? I mean, that's pretty much all I got for now. Go and draw some stuff, and, you know, if you have questions or anything to add, please comment below. Maybe you can tell me your worst and best commission stories. Who knows? That could be fun. Anyways, bye!